Welcome to the Gigless Podcast, Season 2, a podcast showcasing the works and talents of those who lost their gigs due to the COVID-19 pandemic. This podcast will feature a range of creatives in the tri-state area who are young visionaries and who contribute to their craft despite the recent events that have happened. Join us today as our host Remi Leibovic speaks with Justin Hall and returning Gigless guest Jake Dillon from 89 Astro Band. Based in Philly, the band members are Justin Hall, Jake Dillon, Luke Cooper, and Dillon Hall. Their newest release, Lilium, has themes of unity, togetherness, pursuing dreams, introspection, and perseverance. You can learn more about their projects and about the band in the show notes of this episode. Enjoy.
Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Gigless. I'm your host, Remi Leibovic, and today I'm joined by the members of 89 Astro Band,
Hey, how's it going?
Justin and Dillon.
Jake, my last name is Dillon, but that's confusing.
I know, and you were on an episode earlier, so.
My last name is Dillon, so it happens all the time. And I have a brother named Justin Dillon. Makes it even more confusing.
There we go. And then you guys were telling me that the band was consisting of similar names, right?
So we got Justin, Dillon, Jake, and then Luke.
Right.
So if you say those in the wrong order, it could just straight sound like Jake Dillon. And that's
Oh my God, imagine when you guys could perform, did you ever have someone like yell into a room like someone's name and then like three of you just turn around?
Well, we have stage names kind of. A lot of these guys call me Tony.
We got alter egos.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been getting weird over quarantine, I guess. But
What are your stage names?
I mean, I'm Tony. It's kind of Tony from Tony from Tacony. But that's that's a whole story. That's a Philly thing. If you're not familiar with the neighborhoods of Philly, you probably wouldn't know what Tacony is, but it's just anyway, they call me Tony, so that helps with the Jake and Dillon confusion.
yeah, Dillon has been Leash Bungo lately. Don't know how we got there. And then mine has turned into Captain Pegasus lately. Not a fan, not my favorite, but whatever.
Aw.
Luke,
I love that. I'm like, I have the biggest smile across my face right now, listeners. You have no idea.
it's pretty cheesy, but you gotta take what you can get. Luke, our bassist, is just Mr. Chopper, or just Chopper. I don't know.
It's his last name.
Yeah, that's his last name, so that kind of just fits.
Okay. Those are definitely all very interesting names and great stage names and performer names. So if you guys definitely like make it big, just those are your new names now.
Yeah, we'll rock those
I'm cool
names.
with it. I'm cool with it.
Name switch.
Welcome to the stage, Tony. And
Hey.
it's just like, dun-dun, I don't know. That makes me think about drag queens, like how drag queens have crazy names and they're always like, on to the stage now. And then it's like the next I don't know. I'm trying to compare it to like how with shows, they're just like, oh yeah. And his name is now, I remember I saw a band and they basically, it was after one of the Lord of the Rings movies came out and they were basically like, okay, well, our guitarist name is now Bilbo Baggins, but he drinks a lot. So it's called like, his name is now like, I don't know. It was just something.
Yeah, Billy Beer Baggins. I don't know.
There you go. And I was about to say two things. I was like, is your name Tony because New Jersey and the Sopranos? Or is it like, I thought for a minute, Tony, the guy that drives the Zamboni.
Hey,
It's like
Tony. It's kind of got that sort of like vibe to it, but just a little more Philly.
A little more Philly,
than New Jersey mobsters. A little more Philly.
You know, why don't you have Tony from Tacony on a separate podcast?
Yeah.
I'll talk to you.
You will? Okay, good.
I need to finish The Sopranos, though. Side note, I got like 2 seasons in. Such a good show.
Oh my goodness. My dad actually, fun fact, my dad, who also listens to this podcast, they filmed The Sopranos where he used to work like years and years ago when I was like much younger. They filmed on top of a roof that his office building was in, and he got to like see all the cast members and stuff.
That's so cool.
What a fun.
Yeah, I think he met the lady that played the therapist. I think this is a very old
I forget what
story.
her name was. It's probably been 4 years now since I watched it.
Right. So, listeners, playful jargon aside, right now when we're recording this, it's October 28th, only a few days away from Halloween, spooky times. And even though we're out of quarantine and we're out of like mandatory lockdown, at least in this tri-state area, doesn't necessarily mean that everybody has their gigs again. There are people that are playing, there are people that are producing now because they have access to the studios. So with that, I'm going to let these guys talk about their new EP that has come out called Lilium.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So you want me to just break it down
Go for it,
real
man.
quick, I guess? So basically, we just released our EP October 26th. We worked on it for, when did we start? How many months?
When do you consider starting? Like when we recorded the drums?
Yeah, we started back at that.
Probably June.
Yeah,
June or
like
July.
we obviously because of the lockdown and stuff, we couldn't go to the studio for a while, but I mean that doesn't mean we weren't, making stuff. We have a lot of home recording stuff at our house, so we were making things and working on music, and pretty much the second we could go back, we got in there and started working on it, and yeah, probably about June. So I mean, what's that, like 4 months kind of?
Yeah. And I guess it is kind of a weird timeline too, because we started jamming on like Thank You Goodbye a year ago, or like
Yeah, some of them we've had
last
for
year.
a while. I mean,
so it's kind of all over the place depending on the song, I guess. But yeah, like as far as recording, I guess the summer.
yeah, technically been writing it for about a year though.
Yeah.
But basically, this is our first project that we all did together. Like we all had a song on together that we each wrote. The first couple projects we had were just me and my brother writing the songs, and then we would just learn them and record them. But this one was a lot more of like we all were writing a song and writing each other's songs too. We were like giving our parts to write the songs too. And so I don't know, we were just looking for names and we came across the lily flower somehow. I don't know, I like flowers and whatnot. Captain Pegasus. So found out that the full name of the lily flower is Lilium. That's the scientific name. And just reading about it, learned that it's about like togetherness and unity is the symbol, which I thought for us that represents this project, what we're doing, our first collaborative kind of full project. But I mean, also all the stuff that was going on, it was like just getting so crazy. And obviously we got Trump versus Biden and whatever, I mean, the whole world needs unity now more than ever, I think. So it seemed like a perfect fit. All the songs kind of had the vibe. Like we had a bunch of photos of lilies. We got a bunch of photos.
Who designed the cover?
I did, actually.
Justin, that's so great.
I know.
This guy.
I'm pretty
He's
impressed
in
with that
in
one.
all realms. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I just got an app that like lets you like erase the background, like you can just cut it out and it's a transparent image. And so I did that with a bunch of lily flowers. Like there was a bunch of different versions we almost used, but just the one we went with, I thought it was like really classy and totally had like the vibe. Like you were saying earlier, you were listening to it and it like puts you in your bag, and it's like it has that, but it's also like it puts you in your bag. It's got a vibe. So
right. Yeah. And what I want to say is, first of all, congratulations on designing your own CD cover.
Thank you. Yeah, we tried it pretty DIY.
Yeah, no, it's actually great because I'm so happy that a lot of people are actually learning to tap into their creative side around this time. Like that everybody just got kind of reverted to doing things that they like. And I'm really happy that like you know, not everybody, like maybe if it wasn't during this, or maybe if we didn't have that, maybe you guys would have passed it off to like a graphic designer that you know, but I'm really happy that you're like, it's us now. And, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of did feel like very, we felt very isolated, I guess. I'm sure everyone did, but yeah, I feel like I don't even know why we didn't hit up a graphic design person.
Me neither.
Like,
it just kind of felt like
yeah.
This is what I guess it's just to make that a whole complete, like you said, DIY project.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like, yeah, if anything over quarantine, it was a very like, it put me in a very experimental place, I guess, because I was like, nothing better to do. Like, might as well try something new or do something I already know in a different way, or try that, I guess.
Well, it absolutely looks beautiful. And if you guys are listening to this right now, Lilium is available on Spotify. That's at least where I'm seeing it. And you can view the EP cover and you can see that it's like really, really well done. So that's why when you were like, I did it myself, I was like, whoa.
Thank you. Yeah.
People are gonna be hitting up Justin for artwork after this.
Honestly, it made me think like I should make like a album cover page and just start making random art. Like,
what I find is cool, and I did this little mini project actually back in January. I think I did about 4 book covers. They were book covers, but they were social media designs based on like different books that I really liked. And just by using like, you know, the Instagram dimensions of a post, I remade covers.
wow, like what books?
Wild by Cheryl Strayed, Kira Kira, which is by a Japanese American author. I forgot her name real quick, so I'm going to look that up. And I also did A Home Among Strangers, Make Your Home Among Strangers by Capo Cruzet is her last name, and she's a Cuban American author. So Kira Kira is by Cynthia Kadohata, and Make Your Home Among Strangers is a book by Janae Capo Cruzet. I hope I'm pronouncing her name correctly, but that's like an example.
Nice.
But yeah, so that's great. And I don't know why lilies. I know that you were talking about like the world needs unity right now, but how did you apply that to your EP? Was it the fact that everybody was in the band was separated? That, you know, was it the theme of what was going on during quarantine or post quarantine?
See, we were just trying to figure out how we got to lilies. Like we were just throwing around
yeah, I don't even remember
ideas.
like what the other album art ideas were besides the flowers even before that.
Yeah.
What were we even looking at? Like,
I don't know.
Once we stumbled upon that, it seemed like, okay, we're going in that direction.
Yeah.
Like
then, just we threw around a couple names, and then I think I think I was just at work on my phone, and I was like, I'm gonna look up the most random stuff, you know, just look up just stuff to get me out of my box of thinking. And yeah, something led me. I think actually I was looking up. I really love the Japanese cherry blossoms. Always wanted like a tattoo of that. So I think I was looking up like tattoo flowers and stuff. Actually.
Oh, those are great. I love redrawing tattoo flowers.
Came across the lilies, I guess, and yeah, I guess just once I read that too, like it all came down in the little Google description. Once I Googled lilies, it came up like scientific name Lilium. It said like, you know, it had a little description about it, and it was talking about it's a symbol for togetherness and unity. And I was like, yeah. I mean, mostly it was that this is our first super collaborative project together, but definitely
excellent.
Needs some unity right now too. People need unity right now.
Absolutely. And, you know, as creative people post-COVID, how do you feel, especially since you're people that, you know, artists and creatives tend to be, yes, there's the introverted part, but for the most part, a lot of people are very social.
Yeah, dude, Jake's super social. How do you feel post-COVID life?
Yeah, so I mean, it was definitely a tough time, like in the first 4 months or so during COVID, when we really couldn't see anybody. For me, I mean, that's why I really just took it to writing music, and I did a lot of live streams, and I think you came on once or twice, and that's kind of how I connected with people. But it's it's still tough. I loved going to shows and talking to people afterwards. That was one of my favorite things to do. So I mean, it's hard, but luckily, I mean, we all get to hang out like a couple times a week.
How long did we go not seeing each other? Like we went like,
I think it was 3 months.
yeah, like
Yeah,
long time.
it was a while compared to how often we saw each other.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So nice to be back to that. But yeah, I mean, I'm just going to open jam nights and stuff, and just jamming
Definitely.
with other musicians, and
That's great to hear, and as long as everybody is, just still practicing that idea of safety or wearing masks, like I don't think that gigs are necessarily gone. I think that gigs are just slowly coming back, but they're just taking new forms.
yeah, definitely going to take some time, and most likely going to be very different. But we had 2, right? We had
3.
2, 3.
The one was the open mic jam.
Yeah, we
did
have
one.
3 little shows that were just very small, like outdoor restaurant kind of vibes, but yeah, definitely different.
Right. And another thing that I just wanted to bring up too is the fact that, I try making it to everybody's live streams, but sometimes people are streaming all at the same time. And I'm like, what shall I do? So sometimes I'll have,
I just said like maybe 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there.
Yes, I try to stream hop, but then I also try to not. Another big battle, and I don't know if you guys have been doing this as well, but another big personal battle for me is just not spending as much time on social media, because it just turns into like you're just going down this like endless rabbit hole and like the endless scroll.
Yeah, honestly, when we were talking about TikTok before this, like,
Right.
I honestly can't go on TikTok because that one is like, I don't know, some of them are bad, Twitter's, Instagram, but like TikTok is a real like quicksand type of.
Oh yeah, you can be on it for like 2 hours and just like wake up and be like, what?
Yeah, I'd be like, wow, I just watched TikToks.
Yeah, you never feel good at the end of it either. You're like, I mean, that makes my head hurt always.
Yeah, but my favorite type of TikTok, like out of the genres of TikTok, is native talk, with like all these indigenous people like doing these different challenges and like talking about their cultures and stuff. Like I find that like education, like, education, culture, like I try to curate TikTok to like, yeah, there's random nonsense sometimes, but for the most time, like I want to take something away from my app. And speaking about taking things away, something that I took away from your EP when I was listening to it earlier, one of the first songs that you get hit with, like you said, with a wave of emotions, is Pretend, right?
Yeah.
The song. So what can you guys, the lyrics behind that song, from what I was hearing and understanding, is about pursuing a dream, especially pursuing dreams as creative people. And you have the supporters, you have the naysayers. But I was just like, when I first listened to it halfway, I was like, oh my God, it was like great. But not in a bad way. I was more so like, I've heard this before in real life, but to hear other people talking about that kind of struggle really resonated. So if you could talk to our listeners a little bit more and expand on different lyrics in your song Pretend, and maybe we can bounce to other songs.
Yeah, so did you want to say something?
I mean, I was going to say, first off, thank you so much, but I think actually, I mean, he wrote the song, Jake wrote the song and the lyrics, but I think that's called imposter syndrome, what we're kind of low-key talking about right now. Do you know what imposter syndrome is?
When you never feel like you're
like
who
your
people think-
accomplishments or like your own, you know, like famous people apparently get it all the time. I feel like John Mayer comes up for me. I feel like he would have imposter. He'd be like, I don't know, just some days you'd be sitting in your room, be like, oh, I'm not, you know, I'm not that good. Be like, I don't know, man. You won a couple Grammys, like you're pretty good. Like, so
Yeah.
Nothing will like break through
yeah, it's
that.
just you just feel like you're like
All people. I feel like everybody gets imposter syndrome, but I feel just because the arts is deemed as a competitive field more than it is a community-based field, a lot of people are like, I'm not an artist. And I literally, and sometimes as a designer, I have to step back and it's like, I design things on a daily basis. And that if you do the thing, you are the thing, you know?
yeah. I mean, I feel like we really step back and made this one an artistic project for us. But I'm gonna let Jake talk about the lyrics to Pretend and what they mean.
Yeah, so a lot of times when I write a song, I'll put more than one meaning in there, one kind of overarching meaning, but it'll be a couple different ways of looking at it. And I know which lyric in particular you're talking about, where I say, follow your dreams, follow your dreams. They say it's okay to take a risk every time and again, or now and again. But yeah, so that was just kind of like the conversation I'll have with myself at times, where it's like, can you actually follow your dreams? Like, people are telling you to follow your dreams, but is it actually work? Is it like the risk of reward, like doing that in your mind? Like, I feel like that happens. Because, you know, we know it's an uphill battle in a way. It's a lifelong journey being a musician or artist. Like you said, even John Mayer probably feels that way. He's like one of the most accomplished musicians out there, and he still feels like there's still this mountain in front of him. So that's part of what those lyrics are about. But then the overarching theme of the song is just kind of feeling like you put off a front that you're okay. I mean, a lot of people feel like they need to, when inside it's showing something different than what the outside is showing. So that's kind of the overarching theme of that song. There's really not a whole lot of lyrics even in the song, to be honest.
You know what I kind of just thought that I never realized?
What's up?
That might even be like a low-key thing you might not even realize. But dude, like, you know how people say, like, follow your dreams? You say, follow your dreams, they say. Like, it's like almost like, do they really mean that? Like, they're like being pretend, because everyone says, oh, that sounds great, man.
But then they go away
but
from
then
it.
it's like, they're like, that dude's going to be living in a motel. You know, he's going to be a broke musician. Like, so.
No, that is definitely a
dude.
thing. That's definitely a thing.
That was in there a
'Cause
little
it's like, you know, even, yeah, when people are hyping you up or whatever, part of you thinks that they're going to go to their friends and be like, they don't have a shot. Because there probably are people saying that until
some people are like,
until we're like, we're talking about like Mount Joy, until we're like millions of listeners, we're not going to feel like, oh, we are following our dreams and we're successful. But like, success isn't measured that way, I feel, at all.
not at all.
What's actually been helping me, and because, you know, we're talking about how creatives are feeling post-COVID and post-quarantine, and like things are slowly kind of opening back up. I mean, I know that there have been some socially distant gallery shows, like in person, happening in New York. I know that you guys mentioned your gigs, your streams. One of the things that has been actually helping me is that, like, I'm keeping a gratitude journal, and I'm like, you know, I'm grateful for the things that I have, and I'm grateful for, you know, the effort that I've done. Like, I'm saying daily affirmations and stuff, because that's the truth, is when you do confront people, you know, that say like, oh, follow your dreams, but your dreams cannot necessarily be monetized. Like, it's this very like, oh, will your dreams bring you like lots of money? But then there are people that are just like, you know, I don't need like all of this. Like, it's nice, but I don't need, like, there are people that just need like the bare minimum and they're good. So, right.
Yeah, too much. I mean, I'm saying, all my friends want to be making whatever 150,000, and they want to go six figures, whatever. I'm
Staring
like,
at a computer crunching numbers all day.
Yeah, exactly. And they're the same kids afterwards. They're like, oh, I hate my job. And then they're like, you know, Friday night, I'm like, what are you guys doing? You want to hang out or do something? They're like, yeah, we're going to the bar. Meet us there. Saturday night, oh, we're going to the bar. Meet us there. Sunday, they're like, oh, I'm beat, dude. Like,
Yeah, the cycles that we definitely find ourselves in.
yeah, I just want to make a living for the rest of my life playing music. That would be great. I don't care what the amount is, as long as it's enough for me to live comfortably.
I think
That
that
would be
you'll definitely do that. So speaking about jobs, I guess now, what is your day job or your daily routine?
So I was a home health aide through all this.
Wow.
But technically, yeah, my job was okay. It's for my nephew. He's got autism. And yeah, so I had a job through all this, luckily. Jake, you did as well, kind of?
So I didn't have a job for 4 months. I was on unemployment.
Wow.
Well, so March through July.
Yeah, you're right.
And then I went back with my client. I'm a life skills coach for an adult who has autism. So I work through a school down around here called Comprehensive Learning Center. And yeah, I've been working with him, and then I teach music on the side too.
Right. Yeah, no, and if anybody is new and listening to this, I just want to say that our producer Dane is actually a learning and studying to be a music therapist, and he specifically wants to help kids with and adults with autism. And he has done like life coaching, worked and had internships in that field. So it's weird how we all have like these very big low-key connections to each
Yeah,
other,
small
how
world.
things just kind of come together.
Yep. We
Yeah,
have a song
that's-
called Small World.
Yeah.
Always got to bring that up. But yeah, that's really cool. I definitely think there's a connection there. Something about writing music and wanting and being in the helping profession.
Yeah, I was almost gonna do that. I was you know, I don't know, after high school they say like you have to go to college, whatever. You know, my senior presentation to graduate, I had to pick a college. I said, I don't know. You know, I don't know yet. And to be honest, if I'm gonna be honest, I want to be a musician then, and I'll figure that out. And they were like, so you want to go to music school?
No.
Yeah, I was like, no. And so they made me pick a music school. I wrote down music therapy and stuff, which in another life I would love to do that. You know, music therapy sounds amazing and it definitely helps a lot of stuff. But I don't know, not a school person.
And that's completely fine because, again, COVID has exposed that, there's people that are paying all this money to go to these schools just to do online classes and the whole, and it's really exposing how vital community colleges are and how essential community colleges are. And that, and I personally believe that and this is just because I went to community college first before going to my main college, which was Rutgers,
Name here.
is that a lot of people go to these big schools and they're freshmen. They've never even gone to sleepaway camp. And then they drop out halfway through and they end up at community college because they were not, they didn't know, it was just too overwhelming. So I definitely think, especially if you're a creative person, that things take a little bit more time to come into fruition, but everything has their own time. And also, I believe the connection, me personally, and Dane can add a comment in if he wants about this, but I believe that the main connection between music, autism, and wanting to become a musician, all that. I think the main thing that connects all that is empathy and being able to have empathy for yourself and others and really share and spread that.
Yeah, I personally have been told, and I think I'm an empath. I don't know if you're all into that, but just the hyper empathy people and whatnot. But yeah, I believe all that. I definitely think that because there's something about like autism and things like that it's just they're so genuine though. Like whatever their problems are, like they're so genuine.
No
It's
hidden
like,
agenda.
Yeah, like it's like I don't know. That's like just
it is what it is, 100% flat out. And
yeah.
I worked with kids when I taught Taekwondo. No matter where I taught it, I always had students that had autism. And they were like, once they figured out like that this was like a weekly or daily thing for them, they like totally swang into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
routine.
but And speaking about, yeah, it's a routine. So do you guys incorporate music into your daily routines?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel like, I don't know about you, but my routine hasn't changed too much, except for honestly, like like low key, I'm like on air saying this right now. It's kind of a good thing, but I literally just hang out with less people. So I just spend more time making music. Like, it's like not even like before I would just either make music or like go hang out with my friends or something. And now I can't even do half of that. So it's just like, it's just all make music, or go to work. I guess that was the third option, but so now it's just like, there's like only one option, it's just make music basically. So I guess my routine's changed a little bit for the better, kind of less social, but a lot more music being played and made and practiced. I don't know about you, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, I was never much of like I didn't watch much TV or anything really. During COVID, I guess I did more, but like I'd probably watch an hour of TV a week and spend like 20 hours working on music, like literally. What is that, like 3 hours a day? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
probably sounds about right. And then we're doing something music related twice a week at least, whether it's practice or the music video. So yeah, it's work and music for me every day and sleep. That's about it.
I do actually play a little bit of video games. I guess I could say that because now that he's saying it, yeah, he works on music a lot. He plays no video games, nothing. Doesn't sit on.
I suck at video games.
Doesn't sit on Instagram or nothing. He is just. He makes a lot of music.
Guys, it's okay. I got told by one of my best friends, her little brother, like I've known him since he was like very, very small. And I told him, oh yeah, I play Skyrim. And he's like, oh, so you're a classic gamer. I was like so shook. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, Assassin's Creed, like you're an OG gamer. You're an original gamer. I was like, what? Ouch. Big ouches.
Like Super Smash Brothers for GameCube. That's like ancient.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, but like I was like Skyrim. I was like, that came out my junior year of high school. What are you talking about? And
that ain't no
2011.
Yeah, that's getting far away.
Oh, so you're what, a year older than me, I guess? Are you
25?
Okay, I'm 24. You're 23.
Hey, yep.
Oh, he's a baby. It's okay. You have all this time.
Dylan's like literally newborn.
Yeah, usually
he's the newborn.
I'm not used to this.
Yeah, I definitely think that people that are creative or musicians definitely tend to lean towards more like habits and productions that are habits that will produce production, in the sense that like if I like to play video games or if you like to play video games, maybe there's something that I can extract from that, like maybe there's something with the storyline. Like I've heard people say before, but that there is inspiration in doing other creative things. And I mean, that's great that you guys have been going like, gung-ho all into the music, and it's definitely shown on your EP, which is like brilliantly produced. Where did you guys
honestly, yeah, we're glad to talk about it. We go to this studio called Light and Sound Studio. We record a lot actually at home too. Even we have some microphones. I dabble with recording and software, and I have programs. So we record some stuff here, right in our basement.
Just not drums and vocals.
Yeah, and like piano and stuff like that. But so basically, we go to this studio, Light and Sound Studio, that we met him through like an open jam night. You met him.
Yeah, right? I met him through Instagram, and
then
I introduced you guys probably like 3 weeks later. Literally.
Yeah, he was running an open jam night, and we started going, and just being like kind of there weekly and stuff. And then come to find out, he also has a studio. Like it's like kind of super low key, but it's very legit. But it's like in his garage at his house, and just kind of his garage is like off and just purposed into like a whole studio. Like
excellent.
Nothing garage like in there at all. It is like a full blown like Abbey Road studio.
If you have the space, use it.
Yeah, and it's just our guy Andrew. We honestly, we've worked on every project with him so far. And yeah, he's just become like our homie. Like we're super good boys now, and yeah, we just love working with him. Honestly, we call him our fifth Beatle all the time.
Nice.
So yeah, I feel like he really did kill it this time.
Yeah, and I definitely want to just go back. I heard earlier, and I've been seeing hints of a music video being made.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
We gotta film. We're filming the music video.
Well, that's we've had little stuff on.
Yeah, no, we have had little spoilers. It's okay. We don't have a release date yet or anything. We're working on it right now. We're about to actually go to the studio after this to work on it. I know. Should we? How much of spoilers should we give?
We shouldn't say the song name.
Shouldn't say the song name. Okay.
Are there any wacky characters in the music video that would not be an '89 Astro van?
Show a picture.
Yeah,
that's all.
I guess we can't show a picture technically, but we should we just tell them a minor little subplot?
Go for it.
Like one little thing here. All we're gonna say is that Mr. Jake Dillon over here, he likes aliens. I guess he has an alien girlfriend in our upcoming music video. So we find out he's got a little
alien side piece.
Yeah, he's into aliens, grays, greens, whatever you wanna.
Devin Townsend.
Yeah, whatever.
You're dating Ziltoid.
Yeah.
That's not far off from the name, I feel.
Yeah. What was her name again?
Should we say that? We can say that.
Yeah.
Andromeda.
Oh, Andromeda. It's kind of
pretty good, right?
Cute. It's kind of cute name, Andromeda.
I think
Andy.
I think that's also an Eels of Love song too. Ooh, all these is all coming together in this giant cycle of everything.
Yeah, that
small world.
Yeah, just like our song.
But yeah, this music video is ridiculous.
I mean, same thing actually. Recorded at Light and Sound Studio. I guess the light in Light and Sound. Like he's also a phenomenal videographer and photographer. He does it all.
That's why if you're even remotely close to Philly, hit this dude up.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's got like more business than he can even handle right now, but still hit him up.
Maybe you're right. Honestly, I feel like
we've
given him a lot of business.
Yeah, right.
So we rep him so hard.
He kills it.
It's like
But that's the best.
Yeah, we literally can't believe all the time that we're like, wow, he lives like 5 minutes away from us. Like
if all of our cars broke down, we could walk to him.
Yeah, and it's just like he's just the coolest dude. He does the best work, and it's like we don't know where we would be without him. Honestly, right? He totally is our fifth Beatle. We can air that. We can air that out forever. Like put that in the history books.
Well, we're winding down to the last 5 minutes of the episode because things fly and you guys are just so lovely to talk to.
I know. Sorry, we're very talkative. I mean, Pretend is a good song to talk about out of all of them.
And the whole EP is a great, different songs to talk about.
Yeah.
But so, any final thoughts for our listeners at Giggles?
I mean, I guess I'd love to tell everyone to stay safe because I love when people say that to me personally. What's the opposite of a pet peeve? That's like my thing I love.
Yeah.
I hate. I
don't know.
What do you got, Jake?
Yeah. I mean, we want to know what your favorite song is, I guess, on the EP. Should I tell them what people have been saying most? Which is
wait. Let's personally ask yours. What was your favorite song off of it?
Okay. So my favorite song off the EP, I definitely loved 1234.
Oh, thank you. That was the one I wrote.
I personally loved that one, but again, like it's just they're all different listening experiences. So there's just like each one is a different vibe, each one's a different mood. And I just think that 1234 was just like, I love it when people are able to talk about like a time. It's like, I don't know, like when they're able to sing about like a certain time of day is something that I'm like, I don't know, I've been getting into numerology.
Well, I do that all the time now. I don't know if anyone else who listens to the EP and whatever, let us know if this happens to you now, but I always spot out 1234 now. When if it's, like a little after 11, I'll be like, oh, what time is it? I'll look at my phone. Oh, it's 1234. Look at that. I'm like, wow.
Some people believe they mean something, but I don't know. For the longest time, like since last summer, I'm always looking at the minute 42. Like it doesn't matter what hour it is, but it'll land on like 42.
I think it definitely means something. I'm kind of into that stuff.
They said like change and transition, or your angels are telling you keep going for it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's definitely something. It's not coincidental. Nothing's a coincidence. That's what I want to leave people off with. Nothing is a coincidence.
And where can they listen to your EP?
EP is out now and available pretty much everywhere you can stream music. We go through Ditto Music. Shout out, super independent. But yeah, they hook it up. They get it on so much stuff. Tidal, Apple Music, Spotify, Pandora. You can songify us or whatever that app is to find out the song. TikTok. We're on TikTok
to the song.
Yeah, where you can get the
Shazam.
Shazam. Yeah. We're on Shazam. We're on pretty much everything. We personally upload it to YouTube too, and stuff. SoundCloud. It's anywhere you can find music.
And where can people find you on Instagram or Facebook or any TikTok?
At 89 Astrovan on anything: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. We try and keep the username pretty concise.
Well, guys, you've definitely proven to our listeners that Philadelphia is the city of brotherly love.
Oh, look at that.
Let's go.
William.
Yeah, and this ain't even my real brother. This is my band brother.
You can call me Dillon for tonight.
There you go. Sorry about that mix-up from earlier. I know that
my whole life
happens all the time.
I know, but I was just, and you've been on this show before, so that's where I've messed up.
All right, no worries. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you again for listening to this episode of the Gigless podcast. Dane, take us out.
Thank you for listening to the Gigless podcast, hosted by Remi Leibovic and produced by Dane Wagner. The song used in our intro and outro is Beach Walk by Unicorn Heads. If you enjoyed this podcast, head over to our social media pages on Instagram at Gigless Podcast and our website, giglesspodcastblog.wordpress.com. There, you can find out more about the artist, contact the host and producer, and find out more about our schedule. Thank you.